Okay, so now what I'm going to do, we're just going to set up a rig on this, and let's see how fast we can do this. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see all this stuff with all these things in here. Let's just do it anyway. Okay, great. So I got to do something for the head, so I'm just going to go over here to create, and I'll use the CV curve tool, boop, and I'll draw some kind of shape that's easy to select. And there we go. Enter. And sorry, my dog just walked into the room. Okay, and I'll hit enter. I'm just gonna make another one over here. So, and I just want something that's kind of roughly the shape of the object that's controlling. So if I was gonna pass this to an animator, it would be easy, hopefully easy. Let's just go and hide that. And so that's gonna be my head underscore control. Okay, and that one there will be my thorax control. And that's going to be my abdomen underscore control. Okay, and I'm just going to go and find the pivot points I want them to be at. So this one here for the abdomen, let's just go and put the move tool on. I'm going to turn off the snap to projected centers, hold down D and V, and dook. There, got it right on the abdomen joint. Oh, is that the root joint? That's the abdomen's over here. God damn it! So I'll hold down D and V and snap it there. Okay, and so then this one here is going to go over here to the thorax, which is DV, dook, there. Head, and D and V, head, there. Great. And I don't understand why that happens. It's happened a few times now. What is that all about? Okay, I just noticed that these curves are all screwy, so I'm just going to go in, and that's happened a couple times lately. I'm just going to hold down J and, well actually let's just scale it in X down to 0, and then I'll freeze it. There, they're fixed. Okay. What other controllers do we need? We need a body, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a NURBS circle. Handiest NURBS object is a circle. And I'll just pull this up, and let's bring back the geometry for a second. And I always kind of go to the side view, and then I'll just kind of go into component mode, and I'll just see what these look like if I just kind of give it a little bit of a curve. There we go. Pull this down. Let me take this one, pull this down a little bit. Let's just look at this front view and make it kind of a little bit stylized so it looks kind of entertaining. Okay, something like that. Easy to select. Great. And actually, there's a couple there. Okay, and maybe back here. Great. That should be more than enough. Actually, I feel like just squeezing those a bit. Just pinching them. Just pinch. Just a little pinch. Okay. So, and this is, you can see here, I need to freeze my transformations, kill my history, and this is going to be the body control. Great. And this one here, we're going to go and hide my geometry again. I'm going to move the pivot point DV, and I'm going to pop it right here. I just popped it to the root joint. Okay. So let's take a look at what we got over here. So I got the head controls. I got all these controls. Great. I remember I always have my shape hidden underworld nodes on. So let's grab the head control first, and I'll grab that joint, and I'm just going to go in and constrain it with parent constraint. Thorax control, and I'm going to grab the thorax joint, and I'm just going to hit G on the keyboard because I can repeat the last tool command, which was a parent constraint. Grab this one and this one, do the same thing, and we got the upper body control and the root joint right there, and I'll hit G and do the same thing. Notice I didn't get any of these weird little extra nodes here that are constraint nodes. They're all in my geometry. I could probably hunt around and find them. You can see there's one for the head. Okay, if you got constraints on the bottom of these, you did it wrong. You'll soon find out there's problemos. I'm going to take the head, parent it to the thorax. I take the thorax and I'm going to parent that to the body. Control. Abdomen, parenting it. So I'm just middle clicking, dragging, and dropping. And now when I select this, you can see all the children are selected too. Yay! And I can do, what time are we at? 5 minutes? We can do set-driven keys. So let's bring back the geometry for a second so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And I'll take the head control and I'm just going to go edit and I'll add an attribute. And I'll call this mandibles. You can call it jaws too if you wanted to, whatever. And I'm just going to go in negative 10, 10, minimum, maximum, default, okay. And on this one here, if I select both these joints, and I'm going to take all of the rotation axes because I'm not sure how this is all going to look. I could do more controls, but I'm trying to keep this relatively simple. If I have that highlighted and go right here, set-driven key, it's the fastest way into the set-driven key. And is that my head control? It is. So I'm going to load the driver, mandibles, hit key. Then I'm going to take the head control, I'm going to take the mandibles, go to the negative value, and that's when these joints are out. So I'm just going to go and rotate them out and find that colorful position that looks like they're about to eat you. Take a bite out of your flesh. Or decapitate a honeybee, one of their favorite pastimes, because that's what they do. To kill. And I'll hit key. I'll take this and I'm going to go up to a value of 10. Take these two, highlight them, and let's bring them in, something like that. And I've noticed that when they go in too close, they crash geometry, and that just doesn't look good. So I'm just going to take this one and go back a bit. I'm going to take that one, and I'll go forward a little bit. Maybe, yeah. Just a little bit of crash, not too much. And then I go ahead and hit key, and we'll check it out. Does that work? Grab the head control, and mandibles, 10. Yeah, and default, there we go. So let's zero that out. There we go. Okay, and let's see, butt control. Everyone wants a little bit of butt control. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do a quick little cheat. Okay, so we've got this one here, it's got the control on it, so whenever I go in and wag my butt, shaking my butt, I need to do just a tiny bit more weighting on this, but whatever. It's only wagging right from here. I want to move these other joints a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Windows, and I'm going to go to General Editors and hit the Connection Editor. Okay, just a different way to do this. I could have done the mandibles this way too if I had a nice axis lined up. And I'm going to go down here and find rotate, boop, and then I'll grab this one, load that into the right side, and I'm going to go and find rotate, and that's right there, so they're connected. You see it went yellow over here. I'll grab this other joint here, and I'm going to go and hit load that, and I'll rotate that as well. And now when I grab my abdomen and I do this, all the other joints kind of follow. So I got a bit more kind of animation here and get out of this. And they're not perfect, but I like it. It's good enough. It's good. Yeah, it's still, this is a simple rig. Nothing crazy, really. We're at the 8-minute mark. Okay. Next thing I need foot controls. Let's hide my geometry. I'm just going to go and create nerve alternatives. Circle! I'm just going to take this circle and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to go and grab my move tool. And let's see. Actually, before I do this, no, let's just do it. Okay, great. I'm going to name this. I'm going to call it foot underscore control. Okay, and I'm going to hold down V, and I'm going to move it, and I'm going to snap it right here to that joint. I was just thinking that maybe before I get carried away, I should go into the skeleton. I'm going to create the IK handles. Let's just do the IK handles really quick. I have put the tool onto sticky, and let's see, I'll grab this joint, and I'll go down into here, and see if I can get really close to get that other joint right there. Got it. I'll just hit G. G doesn't do anything, so I have to go to skeleton. It's because I opened up the options box. G doesn't want to do that same tool command. It'll do it now because I didn't open up the options box. So for the next one, it'll work perfectly. There. And then I'll hit G, click on that joint, and get this one. Dook. Got it. And we'll zip over to the other side, and I will hit G. Got it. And Okay, and I got them all in place. I'm happy and I know it. Okay, so next thing is, I'm just going to hide my skeleton for a second because I started thinking that basically this is just going to be easier to snap to if I hide the skeleton and I've got all these IK handles around, because if I make a duplicate, hold down V. Oh, you bastard. Why is V not snapping? It won't snap to my IK handles? Oh, come on, I thought you would. Okay, I was wrong. I thought I was being clever. Control D, V, now I'm sad. Okay, make sure I'm on the right join. Control D. Got it. Control D, and I'm just middle click wiggling. Got it. So I got all these in the right spots. Happy and I know it. Okay, so now what I want to do is quickly grab this, grab the IK handle. I should name all of them, but I'm not. I'm trying to go fast. I'm just going to go and use a point constraint this time around. Select the circle, select the IK handle, constrain, point. Circle, IK handle, I'm just going to hit G. You might see the IKFK blend showing up. The joints get really big. Don't freak it. And boop. It'll be okay. Boop. Whoop. G. Okay, so I got all those in place. Another thing I'm gonna need. I need a God control. So I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna go to create and curve tools. I typically always have my EP curve tool set to 1 linear. And now I can just go down here and I'm gonna hit hold down X on the grid. And where are we? 1, 2, there. Boop. And I'll just kind of quickly whip this into place. A shape that looks like this. Maybe someday I should come up with a new shape, because I use this one all the time, and who knows? It's good to change. And I'll hit enter. There we go, got that shape. And I'm just going to call that God Control. Okay, great. And let's see, that's a little bit too small, so I'm just going to scale it up. And I'll kill the history, freeze the transformations. There was no history on it, so I don't know why I killed it, but I did. And I'm going to take the body control, and here let's show this in the hypergraph. So I got the body control, and look at all this stuff. Oh, there's too much stuff in my scene. See, I got these IK handles here. I should name those. I'm just going to group them really quickly. So they're grouped. And I'm just going to call this do not touch underscore GURP. Great. And there's all my foot controls, and there's my God control. I'm just going to take my body, middle click, drag and drop so it's parented to the God control. And all these foot controls here, I'm just going to middle click, drag and drop, and they're all parented to the God control. Great. We're close to done. What time is it? 13-minute mark? Let's just finish it. Do it all in one shot. The knees from the IK handles are going to have problems. So I'm just going to go here to... there's going to be problems where they start to spin around. They can't be in control. So I need to go in here and create. I'm going to use locators, because I like locators. I'm just going to take this locator and I'm going to go in. I usually kind of snap it to the knee, and I'm just going to call this locator knee. Control. Great. And I will make a duplicate. Hold down V. Dook. Control D. Dook. Control D. Dook. Control D. Dook. Control D. Dook. Done. Okay, so I got all these locators in here, and I'm just going to see if I can quickly select them. Got it. Got it. And I'm just going to move those up. And now what I'm going to do is we grab the locator, I grab the IK handle, and I go and put on pull vector constraints. You might see it twitch slightly, but it just means it's happy. If I go in and do that, the legs are going to move slightly. I could spend a bit more time making that perfect, but it's just, I don't think anyone's going to notice. And where's this other one? Right here. Just like I'm skipping over naming everything quickly because I'm trying to go as fast as humanly possible and keep this entertaining and light. So there's all my IK handles. I'm just going to take those and I'm going to group those too. And I'll call those knee controls. Control underscore group. Great, so you know it's a group. And what I want to do with these, they can be part of the do not touch group. I would like those to follow the body. This group, I could probably go in and, I don't know, I just feel like this makes it neater and tidier. I'm going to hold down D and V and move the pivot point right there so it's snapped to the root. And I will select the root first, and I will hold down Shift and I'll select the knee control group, and I'm going to put a parent constraint on them. Great. And so now you should see that if I take this and I do something crazy, start rolling it around, everything should be completely, perfectly solid. Boop. And it is. I can hide this group. Right click, hide. And the control group should have a group on the top of it, and that should be called control group. Aye. Great. And so we got all those groups and everything set up, and I could even go one step further and grab all of the groups and group them. Come on. Oh, I did it. I just took it sweet time. And I'll call that master group. There. And pretty much most of my rigging is done. I think, what do I want to do? Do I want to do the wings right now? Got most of the rigging done. I need to do some animation on this. And I think we're gonna stop right here. Maybe I've already hidden the hidden a few of these groups and everything like that. Probably hide the skeleton group, the control group. I need to put a layer on here because sometimes it's handy to have control layer. Okay, great. And so there it is. There's the whole rig. The only thing is the set driven keys for the wings, and I think I want to do that in a separate video, so I'm going to stop here.